Kevin Durant is out for the rest of the series against the Rockets. The team announced he suffered a mild calf strain and will be reevaluated next week. Despite the loss of KD, Steve Kerr still said the team is in a great spot with Game 6 tonight in Houston. Let's take a listen to more of Kerr on Durant.
Yeah, I think it's good news. Calf strain, he's had them before. He's responded well. And obviously we're disappointed he won't be able to play, in this series. But if we're able to win the series and move on, it looks good for his return, in the not-too-distant future. Well, we'll just find somebody on the bench who can give us 35 points, and 2 blocks, and 11 boards, and 9 assists. He's been the best player in the NBA in the playoffs. He's been phenomenal. And it's obviously a huge loss, but our team has a lot of confidence. They trust each other. They've won championships together. So we come out and we give it our best shot.
All right. Well, look, it could have been worse. But Shannon, now that we know KD is out, at least for now, who will win this series?
I'm still sticking with Golden State, Skip. I believe they take it in 7. Would I be surprised? Would I be shocked if Golden State won Game 6? No. Knowing how James Harden likes to pull a disappearing act, further the series progresses, the bigger, the more meaningful the game are? No, I wouldn't be shocked. Because I think the thing is, when we look at this Golden State team, we get so admired, and rightfully so, with Kevin Durant and what he can do. As Steve Kerr mentioned, he's averaging 35 points a game, and he's doing it in a very efficient manner, shooting 53% from the floor, 40+% from the three-point line, 90% from the free throw line. We've never, ever seen this before in a playoff. So this is what he's doing. So we know what he represents, Skip. But if you go back and look at it, 4 of their 5 starters have won a championship without KD. And if you look at the first year they won that championship, when they figured it out, when they inserted Iggy, the starting big guy was Bogut. So I believe Kevon Looney is a better offensive player than Andrew Bogut. Now, maybe he doesn't protect the rim as well this year as, say, Bogut did back then, Skip. But he's a better offensive weapon. And Steph will be more aggressive. Clay will be more aggressive. Draymond, you see when KD went out, you see the emotion that Draymond started playing with. He hit that big 3, started grabbing all these boards. The ball will move. See, you have a great luxury with KD because when things are going bad, Skip, we can just dump it down to him. Big fella, go do what you do. And we got 2 or we got 3 or we got an and 1, the three-pointer, the hard. I'm going to ride with the Rockets. But there ain't no way I'm picking that team in a Game 7 on the road against the Warriors with James Harden,
without the best player on the planet?
James Harden, who comes up smaller than Mini-Me, and Chris Paul, who look like he got cement blocks on his feet at times. Oh, no, not in the Game 7 on the road. But I'm going to take him tonight against my better judgment, knowing what I've seen from James Harden in Game 6 in his very building, with the best player out. Kawhi was out for the Spurs, and they lose by 117 points. I saw Chris Paul the last couple of games. I saw what he did. No. I'm not picking him in a Game 7, but I'm going to take him tonight, Skip. But the Warriors will win this series in 7.
By the way, can Chris Paul take his State Farm agent on the floor with him to get him out of trouble on the floor? Because he's always there for him. He lives with him, right?
He does.
And
and things go wrong. And if you could take him out on the floor, he could say, Chris, I got this, right?
Well, maybe you should bring Cliff. Because maybe Cliff is a little less injured, has a little less wear and tear on his body, and he might be better than Chris.
Chris has been playing like he is Cliff, right? That's what he's been doing. So I am picking the Rockets tonight and in Game 7 only because I picked them before the series started, and I don't flip like other people I know, but I don't flip.
I had the Warriors in 7 from the jump.
Okay, but there have been other moments on this show.
Okay, maybe the Raptors.
Maybe a couple times,
Maybe.
I would not bet a drop of dew on either of these games if, in fact, there are 2 games, because I'm with you. I will not at all be surprised, certainly not shocked, if Golden State just goes in there and does what it did on March 13th, which is say, we don't need Kevin Durant. We got this one right here. So I'm with you. I was ashamed for James Harden, the way he disappeared the other night after KD had gone out late in the third quarter, because that was an all-time disappearing act.
Yes.
It wasn't that he went down in flames, as in went 0 for 8 from 3 in the fourth quarter, as he is wont to do.
Right.
He just said, no, I'm going to avoid that one tonight. So
Right.
he truly disappeared. So tonight, his legacy is back on the line. Tonight, this game is all about James Harden. Tonight, he has a chance to atone. He also has another huge opportunity to reinforce his reputation as a regular season wonder, right?
Yeah.
Because in Houston today, that slogan, fear the beard, I think it's starting to take on a negative connotation, because they're smart basketball fans.
Right.
They're sophisticated. They know what has been happening regularly to him in big playoff closeout games. So they are fearing the beard for another negative reason, like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Succumb to the pressure.
We fear.
Interesting.
And again, James Harden in the playoffs goes from potential Mount Rushmore in the regular season to Mount Rush less. Like there's got to be some Mount Rush less out there where all the regular season wonders belong on that in the end, right?
Right.
Where you can't trust them. So what have we seen in these playoffs? Once again, this is why I love the NBA playoffs. And some people get worn out because they're 7-game series. But the beauty of a 7-game series is it either reveals or exposes who you really are.
Yes.
That's what I love about this. Tonight is a defining game for a lot of players on the court. For Chris Paul, for Steph Curry.
That's why everybody.
For James Harden.
You make a very interesting point, Skip, because the playoffs, I feel, in all sports reveals who you are.
Well, they do, but the deeper you get in a 7-game series,
Yes.
like you
can't hide.
You played one and done, man.
One and done, that's it.
This is it, and that's going to reveal a lot too. But in these, it's like you could have a big game in game 2,
Right.
But what are you going to do in game 6 and 7? Who are you? Who are you really? Do you have, as I call it, basketball backbone? Do you, James? I'm not sure, because I don't have any proof that you have a basketball backbone when it really matters the most. So you brought up one of the meltdowns, but history of meltdowns for James Harden. 2015, closeout game at Golden State. Western Conference Finals, not a pretty sight. James Harden set the playoff record of 12 turnovers in a game. It's hard to have 12 turnovers in a game, but he did at Golden State. He shot 2 for 11 that night and 0 for 3 from 3. The threes are the ones that always get him under pressure, because he just loses it. He goes south. You mentioned the 2017 Game 6. It's at Houston. It's the closeout Game 6. There's no Tony Parker and no number 2 for San Antonio, and they lose by 39 points? How can you do that? James Harden in that game totaled 10 points. He had 6 turnovers. He was a minus 28 and plus minus. He shot 2 for 11 and 2 for 9 from the three-point line. It's just that's an all-time meltdown, and a lot of Houstonians still haven't recovered from that game, right? Then how about last year, 2018? How about no Chris Paul, but you lost him at the end of Game 5, but you're up 3-2 with a game at Golden State, and then a game in your house, a Game 7.
Right.
You're James Harden. You're MVP, right? And
Correct.
you might even be MVP again this year. I don't know. It's between him and Giannis,
Giannis.
but he's got a shot.
Yes, he does.
Okay, you're that guy. And what did James Harden do in those final 2 games? He shot 6 for 25 from the three-point line. 6 for 25. How about Game 7 at home? He shot 2 for 13 from 3. In his playoff career in fourth quarters and overtimes, James Harden is 2 for 16 from the three-point line. Okay, it's just showing you again and again, no. Can't live up to regular season MVP.
Skip, I'm hard-headed. My grandma used to say, boy, you got a hard head. And maybe I'm hard-headed. So against my better judgment, I'm going to take the Rockets in a Game 6. I'm going to say James Harden will snap out of this funk in a Game 6, especially in his building, and he will play really, really well. Like I said, against my better judgment, because what has history showed me? History has said, and those who do not remember and study history are destined to repeat it. So I guess I'm destined to be in the same boat I was in a couple of years ago, Skip, when he faltered down the stretch in a Game 6 at home. But with no KD, Skip, I just can't believe how they lost that game. No KD. You win that game, and guess what, Skip? this is for the Western Conference Finals.
Should have been.
It should have been.
Yeah, they had it.
Steph will be, because here's the thing, Skip. When KD arrived, I believe Steph told him, look here, bro, you come here, you want to take more shots? Go ahead. Although I'm the reigning MVP, I want it unanimous. Go ahead. It seems like they take a very backseat to KD, Steph and Clay, because like, am I shooting too much? Because remember, there's a reason why he's on our roster right now. Because the guy that he played with, he felt he shot too much, and the ball didn't move enough. So am I shooting too much? So more times than not, they would defer to him.
Yeah.
Skip, the moment KD limped to the locker room, you look at Steph Curry's demeanor. You look at Klay Thompson's demeanor. They're like, we ain't got anything to worry about. Ain't nobody else going to be worried about, are we taking too many shots?
Did you see Steph's quote about we were in the huddle right after KD limped off?
Yes.
And he said we were smiling at each other. And I didn't know how to interpret that except to mean, and it's easy for him to say